Hi, this is Stan Forster. We've got a little question here about how to break down, take a complex circuit and break it down into something simpler and end up with an equivalent resistance. What we're looking for here then is a circuit that looks a little bit like this. And I'm going to just make oh, hang on, not like that. Come on, not like that. There we go. Okay. Here's our voltage source. Actually, that's the wrong direction, isn't it? Maybe it's way smaller. Okay, so there's our voltage source, and then I'm going to erase this. I'm going to draw in a resistor here. This is R, E, U. And I know that's terrible, okay, and I apologize for that in advance. Okay, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to take the circuit we're given, and we're going to try to express this such as this battery, so this voltage source here, this battery, is going to produce the same current given this equivalent resistance that this circuit network does. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do it. First condition it gives us is that R7 is in a branch where this switch is open. Where that's open, there is no path for current flow. That might as well not even exist. So let's just go ahead and erase that. And let's take a look and see what else we can find. All right. Once I have that, I can go ahead and look through and find simple series or simple parallel components, and that would be these components here. These are all simple series and uh, simple parallel components. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to erase this. Matter of fact, I'm going to erase that whole thing there. We'll redraw it. All right, here we go. Make that black. Over here, I'm going to put my voltage source in there. All right, there we go. All right. There's a reason I'm not an art major, okay? All right, and then we need another line here. Okay. I'm just going to use little boxes for these equivalent resistances, okay? Whoa. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. So let's go ahead and draw this. All right, when I combine 1 and 6, there's going to be an equivalent resistance there of R1, 6. And since these are series, I'm just going to add those together, and that's going to give you that value there. R2, we had to just leave alone because there was nothing over here that's simple series or simple parallel. Over here, we have another simple series component, and that one I'm going to label R sub 3, 4, 5, R3, 4, 5. Okay, and since these are in series, we would just simply add those resistor values up. Then we would add these up. There's your R16. And now you can see that we have a simple parallel here. Okay, and the value of that one, R sub 1, 2, 6, call that 1 over that, is equal to 1 over R16 plus 1 over R sub 2. Okay. And then once we combine those together, let's go back to black here for the new circuit diagram. I now have my voltage source here. I'm going to steal that. Watching me try to be artistic was embarrassing enough the first time. All right, and so we have fill these in. And this is R126. And this is R3, 4, 5, R3, 4, 5. And at this point, we'll notice that these two components are simple series. And here's our new version. No, I'm going to have to redraw it. I'm going to have to draw it all over it and block red. I'm going to have to redo this. Okay. And since we're going to combine these into some equivalent resistance here, let's go ahead and fill that in. This is going to be R sub 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's your equivalent resistance is R1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go back through it. All right, here's our original diagram. We took a look at it. We simplified it when they said that we had an open switch. So we just got rid of that other little complication. All right. Then I went through and I looked for simple series or simple parallel components. I don't see any simple parallel, but I do see two simple series. R1 and 6 are in series, and so we would just add those values up. Okay, I don't recall the exact values from the problem, but it's just the sum of those two values. Okay, then we'd add 3, 4, and 5 together, and that's the equivalent resistance of that is a single resistor with the sum of those three values. I'm looking at this new simplified circuit. I recognize a simple parallel. So I'm going to combine those by adding the inverses. The inverse of the equivalent resistance is the sum of the inverse of the two resistances. That gives me R126. And I redraw the circuit. When I redraw the circuit, I recognize two simple series. Well, I'm just going to add those two values together. R1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I almost missed it. There we go. You guys didn't warn me. All right. That's because you're not even here. All right. But anyways, that's your equivalent resistance. I hope that made some sense. You can look at the problem. You can throw some values in, or it's quite possible that the Pearson software gives each one of you slightly different values. Okay. So good luck. And if you have any questions, please let me know.